Well, hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Brett Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Brett Raven. We're apologizing for being a little bit late tonight. Been a rough day. And, well, basically the cat put me to sleep and I didn't hear the phone when John called to try and say, hey, get up. But that's why we're a little bit late tonight. So that's my fault, my bad. I apologize. It's Tuesday. That means it's crowdfunding and industry talk. And joining me this week is John Norris.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. We got quite a bit of stuff to talk about, so let's go ahead and go right to it. First thing that you wanted to talk about this week was the Kickstarter for SWAT Cats, their first ever official comic book. There have been plenty of fanzines and plenty of fan comics featuring the SWAT Cats, but this is their first official licensed comic book series.
To which I say, what the heck took so long?
Right place, right time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
This was launched only last week, and it's already got over almost $370,000 pledged, over 3,200 backers. As you can see, you'd think, what you say, why it takes so long? Let's see here. You can get your add-ons. There's t-shirts and limited covers. Are only available as add-on items, but let's see what their thing is, because they didn't make a video apparently for the campaign, which I think is kind of weird, don't you? But exclusive deluxe producer, that's $100. You get a whole bunch of different stuff that you can get. The digital edition costs $15. The exclusive hardcover is $40. But here we go. Here's a video. Well,
yeah.
Let's see what they come up with. Looks like it's just a cartoon in general.
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's just the opening segment in general, but still cool. Some of the voice actors say hello and ask you to support it. That's cool, I guess. But anyway, you can get hardcover, and there's some of the interior artwork. Looks nice.
It does look nice.
I presume you are going to back this.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm probably just going to get like the hardcover edition.
Mm-hmm.
Partly because I do have to watch my funds. So, but I definitely want to back this.
It's gonna be a 40-page comic book story in a hardcover. It's co-written by Kevin Roatelli, Frank Barbieri, who we've supported many times and reviewed his other regular books for assignments. It's edited by Joseph Village. We know who Joseph is, right? Not just a Batman editor, but he's been a good business person and talking about the legal sides of the industry as well. Art team is by Jorge Corona and Sarah Stern for the coloring. Got a good project here, in general.
Yep. And then that's that right there. That drawing is by Christian Tremblay, who was one of his brother they created the SWAT Cats.
Right.
So that's cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of tiers. You can get all the different covers. You can get caps and exclusive comics. There's a Neil Adams cover. There's different things with T-shirts, and your book is in a protected binder, full box binder and stuff like that. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can get. Again, there's just a lot of cool stuff. Hardcover collector edition. You get interviews with the show creators. Just a lot of different things. And they're 11 by 17 inches for an artist edition for that. So you get the actual black and white artwork from Jorge Corona, which is much bigger than the regular book, as you can see. That would be something for me to have fun with for practicing on inks or whatever. But yeah. Again, you have Neil Adams with the limited gatefold cover. You got a holofoil cover, that's another cool looking artwork there. You got the Corona cover. You got a Mirka and Dolfo cover. With I can't think of her name.
Oh, the character, that's Callie Briggs.
Yeah, Callie Briggs. Thank you. Then you got a Juan Gideon, who we've seen plenty of Juan stuff recently, and covering. So then you've got Daz Tibbles, who I know he's been doing some other stuff for like Nacelverse, but I don't know. We haven't really promoted his stuff for the Nacelle, but I think he did some Biker Mice stuff for them, some variant covers and stuff. So that's where that kind of comes from. Alicia Ozono, that's a nice one.
Yeah, that is.
So there's all kinds of foil editions, metal and glow in the dark. Leo Chiola, that's a nice cover. Again, various foil covers. This one,
yeah, that's my thoughts exactly.
It's an acetate cover. I get it, okay, but no biggie there. And then you can also get a blind bag, which you can get a anywhere from a various cover to an acetate image from the actual 93 TV show, which would be an actual cell from the animated series. So, and then you could also get a sketch cover by Christian Tremblay. You could get gold metal foil cover, limited metal foil covers, all kinds of different things there. So there's lots of cool potential there. Chances are you get the Fernando Muzio cover, which still doesn't look bad. It's a pretty decent cover. There's T-shirt 1, T-shirt 2, T-shirt 3. I wish I could do better than that for a full color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the best one with the jump out, I guess, overall. But yeah, I think they could have done better on the coloring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the none of the t-shirt designs are really speaking to me, so
yeah, I wish that. I mean, this looks good as far as the logo. They just like should color it. You
mm-hmm.
know, I don't know. This looks good. Just color it. Mhm. I don't understand that. Um, other than cost per se. But if we're going to do a full speed acetate and have a full color like that, that's the least, But I
Yeah.
kind of understand why they did it that way in terms of screen printing. It's the easiest and more effective design. But if, even if you just had a black and white like this with just the logo in color, it would be,
Yeah.
it would pop more,
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is okay. But this kind of goes back to the let's make it look like the anime, the animation. But he's okay. Yeah, I mean, there's cool stuff here. I'm not sure what I would look at and get here. Uh, Again, the Neil Adams prints. You know, um, I guess movie poster is not final. Okay. Comic cover prints. Okay. There's quite a bit of stuff here that you can pick from anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I
See, I would probably go tier 2 for $40 hardcover. That's
Yeah,
what
that's what
I
I'm
would do.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking is the $40 cover. I mean, I might go for the hardcover and the RS edition because I'd like to have the oversized artwork, but yeah, we'll see. I like this case idea, but that's a little bit high for what you're getting. Um, Getting all the different covers is not too bad. But you can still order a lot of these different merchandise as add-ons. So you're getting a decent deal here, I think, overall. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. No, no, no. There's a few other things, but price-wise, it's beyond my thing, and a lot of them are actually taken already. So already. So yeah. Let me get the thing here real quick. And while all the links here are going to be also in the description of the book or of the video, this is the Kickstarter link for that particular one. I will. I'm thinking I'll just get the $40 one. I think you said the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. But I mean, how excited are you for this, really, John?
I'm quite excited, and and again, like it's it was of course another '90s cartoon, and it was, I mean, and back in its day, it was actually quite popular, and then it got canceled like that. Um, and so I'm very glad to see it return.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Let's see. That would be Brian Boland's Actress and the Bishop. This is the definitive collection of Brian Boland's classic series, The Actress and the Bishop. All the comic strips in full color with prose and other stuff in a hardback plus extras. It's got 3 days left. It's got almost $54,000 on its campaign, so you know that one's going to be good. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do, but I'm definitely getting it. I mean, it's Brian Boland. You kind of have to look at it, you know. I don't know if you guys remember this stuff. This is the stuff that he was doing back in the 80s and early 90s. And you can see the black and white, and he's done all the colors digitally himself. And you get an idea of how the size of the format is, because there he is holding it. You also get these A3 print sizes with additions, the side view of the Killing Joke.
That's cool.
And a Wonder Woman. And then there's still, you know, now this is a kind of a mature readers type thing. So, you know, it's also got that kind of really crazy British humor in there as well. So be forewarned, I guess. He's currently coloring the black and white art and is about halfway through. Book design's almost done. They expect the printing to take place 2 to 3 weeks after the coloring is completed, and the books will be fulfilled after signing the books after they get printed. You get slipcase and everything for about $119. You get this deluxe sign edition and a sermon edition. The deluxe edition's around $53. It's worth it, I think, because again, it's Brian Boland. You know what kind of level of art quality you're getting here. It's a line deluxe sign edition, $66 roughly. You get both volumes and all the signed prints plus the bundle prints. A few other things in there as well. If you're a store, you get 5 for $315. So we'll see it. What is that? 5 goes $60 a book. You know, you're definitely paying for it, but it's certainly worth it. So.
It looks like you'll be getting what you pay for.
Oh yeah, we're definitely doing that. I kind of wish there had been more of a video with this, but again, you know, with this particular book, you're kind of buying it because you know who Brian Boland is and you want Brian Boland.
Yep.
You know, so you know, there you go on that one. Come on, the computer's not letting me. And there's your link to that. Again, all the links to all of our campaigns tonight are going to be there in the description of the video. And I'm trying to figure out which one I want. I don't know. It might be good to have them both in the black and white and the color with the slipcase. That might not be a bad idea. I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah, I don't know which one I'll back, but I'll back something on this. How about you? A little bit too high for your price change right now, or
I'm sorry, what?
a little bit too high, a little too rich for your blood right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with just the SWAT cats this go around.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's move on with the next one then. And that is Love and Death on the Dark Side of the Moon. Let me go ahead and get this copy. So let me just get it in there. I'm going to reset this page real quick if it'll let me. There we go. So you guys can watch the video that goes with it. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little.
As the Earth's sun begins to die, a research station is built on the dark side of the moon. A child is born with a dangerous anomaly.
Hi, I'm Gerald von Stoddard.
And I'm Frank Martin.
Wait, that's not right.
Hey, I'm Gerald von Stoddard.
And I'm Frank Martin.
And we're the creators of Love and Death on the Dark Side of the Moon.
I want you to join us for this exclusive graphic novel event live right now on Kickstarter.
Love and Death is a sci-fi epic about what it means to be human in the most desolate and isolated of places.
It follows a boy named Nero, the byproduct of an experiment gone wrong, who has been cast aside and forgotten. But he finds connection throughout the years with a girl who refuses to see him as the monster everyone else does.
As a 100-page graphic novel, we'll also be releasing Love and Death as a monthly web series where all backers are invited to join Frank and I and be part of our process following Nero's journey as it unfolds.
We've got a couple different versions of the book available, including prints and behind-the-scenes material that expands the universe with lore and add-ons.
Join us during the campaign for exclusive access to this one-of-a-kind graphic novel event.
And you see it's about halfway through its goal. Got about 3 weeks to go. I like the concept. We've supported Frank on other projects of his in the past. He's done pretty good books. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this comes out as. The digital version is 15. Manga size cover is 20. The soft cover is 25 with a variant cover. And then you got the same cover as the manga, but normal comic book size. This also includes your digital web series as well. So there's other desktop wallpapers and other things going on. The slipcover edition. Early bird's already gone. Well, no, you can still get the early bird for $7. That means you get the collector's box with all the different versions. So that's not too bad. I kind of wish there was a little bit more than just the retailer bundle. I wish there was a little bit more like shirts or something to go with this one, but maybe they'll get there down the road. You never know what's going to happen with a campaign. You can get yourself put in the book. There's 5 slots there. That's interesting if you want that sort of thing. Some people do. You get a commission by the artist, John von Stoddard, character of your choosing. The only thing that you can't get is the launch special because that's already been taken up. But if you like Akira, if you like Interstellar, if you like Edward Scissorhands, you should probably like this. And Frank is the one that does the Grimm's tales with their science fiction. So, you know, it's still in that same kind of vein. Dave Fowler does the colors. You got just a really good idea of what's going on here. What do you think of the art?
It's interesting. It's like these images we're seeing here look pretty nice.
It's like a black hole person almost there, consuming a planet there, but and you'll get monthly webisodes with each of the chapters. So quite a bit of cool stuff here. I'm not sure what format I would get just yet. Manga edition is a little bit smaller cut size. I think I'd rather have the regular full, and I'm thinking maybe the wraparound cover. I don't know. Hardcover edition. Yeah, I'm thinking the wraparound soft cover is probably my choice, but overall, still pretty good. And this is the Love and the Death and Dark Side Moon. All right. And again, you might pass on this one because, like you said, you're pretty much sticking with the
SWAT cats, yeah.
SWAT cats, but you might see something here that you like. We'll wait and see here. Sorry about that, folks. My keyboard didn't do what it was supposed to do. There we go. All right. Our next one that we're going to get, looking at here, is Maleficent Black Mundicide. And this looks pretty interesting to me. It's got 43 hours left to go, so less than 2 days. It's past its goal, so you're going to get it through. I didn't really find a first issue of this, but it seems self-contained. Let's take a look at the storyline here.
Is there sound on your end?
Yeah, there's sound. You aren't hearing it?
It's kind of garbled on my end. But
Okay. Sorry about that.
that's okay.
It's just the music.
Okay.
There's no words. But yeah, this is by Lee Ferguson. This is about a person who's basically like evil female version of the Grinch. And she's on the planet by herself, and she's trapped on a sentient planet that cannot face another day. So, it feels, kind of crazy, and she needs to escape a prison for the dead and make the entity of the planet itself change its mind and change her forever. And trying to save a world that doesn't want to be saved, while the planet is desperately as someone capable of restoring life, and she only deals in death. So it's going to be a really interesting thing. 32 full-page color comic, written by Drew, drawn by Lee, with a backup prose fiction story called Venatrix, written by Lee. Cool science fiction. They're going to go print on demand with their structure. Their prices are $7 for a digital, $13 on average for the physical, which sounds about right when you're doing print on demand. There's a variant so for different ones, with 13 or 15 depending on which cover you get. This is what the color looks like, because the video is showing you the black and white, but here's what the color would look like.
Okay.
And the planet is literally making that out of itself and telling her to go away. So it looks, kind of interesting. There's some more black and white. I think the artwork looks interesting. She's got tattoos on her body, so that'll be there. Kind of got the Spawn chains sort of thing going on there. Running away from exploding lava bursts off the planet and stuff. This is the standard cover. It kind of feels almost like a female version of Doctor Strange.
I can see that.
Gary Frank will have a variant cover. This is, I assume, the final version will be colored, but that looks kind of cool. Colin McHugh variant cover, and then Lee Ferguson's variant cover. She's chained to the rock with those glowing chains. If you do original art, you get a 9x12 Bristol board piece. You can get all the covers for $55. There's a shopper's pack for retailers. Art tier, $150 for original sketches. You get to pick in black and white. So we get a black and white sketch for $150 in addition to your comic book. That's not bad. You also get your, all these, you can also get your digital and your print tiers. So plenty of options. I would love for a shirt on that again with the lead piece, but it is what it is. What is this version here? You also can get the first. There is a first issue that you can pick up as a add-on tier. So if you want to get the first story, you can as well. So that's good. I didn't see those. That's why it wasn't on the tier on the right, because those are add-ons you have to get later. But there's a digital art book, stickers, other things that they're going to try and do if you get to the different levels of tiers for backing. So we'll see. Good stuff overall. Lee did Miranda Mercury. I don't know if you guys remember that. But we talked about that way back in the early years of this program, back around, I want to say 2019, 2020. So it's been around for a while. So yeah. And of course, there's their mascot.
Of course.
Yeah, so lots of stuff. Alrighty, that is the Millicent Back Mundicide Kickstarter. I'm probably going to get, I don't know if I want to get an original art tier or not. I have to think about it, or I'll just get the basic, but we'll see what I get. I kind of want the original art, but I got to be careful how much I spend, you know? So.
I know.
I don't have the first issue, so yeah, we'll wait and see. But I'm going to get something with this. And if you weren't limited and strapped for cash yourself, you probably would get this, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. It's the second issue, so if it was the first issue, you might be more intrigued, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next one. It's called The Shameless Plug. It's rather amusing title by Jorge Medina or George Medina. It has got 46 hours to go with 105 backers. It has passed its pledge goal of 500 with almost 3,000 to go, or 3,000 already gotten, I should say. Well, there we go. There's your 3,000 right there.
They've done quite well.
There's no video for it, of course. This is one thing I will say to folks who do a Kickstarter. Even if you don't have to go overboard on a production, but at least like do a little bit of a talk video of yourself explaining what the book is to your audience, so that we're not just going on what we're reading alone. I think you'll do better as a result. You only have to do like 1 to 2 minutes to really talk about your book. This has a very I don't want to call it cartoony, but it's just a really nice open art style that gives you an idea of things. It's about the young boy named Joaquin. He can't make friends, so he retreats into his imagination, and the shameless plug is born, giving him the courage to fit in with others. And he's talking about himself as an immigrant who came to the U.S. as a child. It's kind of it's influenced by his own experiences as a child, but it's not an autobiography. And there's just little video games with the plug and everything that talks about different things he went through, And what you're getting is full 40 pages of story and art, full contained story. The digital tier is 7. The brash print tier is 15. The brazen tier, which gives you different covers, 20. This is a version cover without the logo. This gives you both of them, all the different books. And then the pay it forward tier is basically giving, you buy one for them, but then he gives a cover to the Yonkers Public Library, 5 covers.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I think is neat, for 50. So there's that. Then if you want some of this other stuff, you get all of his other books like Wonder Duck and Rust, S377. You get the Wonder Duck T-shirt, different things. So that would be more like your thing because you get all the stuff and you get a T-shirt and other cool things. But overall, pretty cool. And here's some of the artwork. And it's a good all ages type story.
Yeah, that artwork does look very nice.
And of course, there's all kinds of ads. And you can get all the different add-ons for his other stuff for digital and print runs. 140-page trade for the 25th anniversary is 20. The Wonder Duck trade part 1 is 15. And then the other trade is 15, so it'll be like 30 for each trade. Just a lot of good stuff there. Writer is Joe Holly, artist. Probably George is the writer creator, and artist is Joseph Alicio. So we got a lot of different stuff going on there, but cool stuff there. All the different people. Let's see if I. Yeah, I did. Okay. This is the. I just like to name the shameless plug. I thought that was a really interesting, unique idea, And there's your link for it. And of course, everything that you can get, they add stuff to it. So they've already got the sticker and a trading card. You could get, who knows, It just looks like fun.
It does.
And of course, there's a print here by Samuel Vera, and we've had Sam on the show way back when we were promoting his book, Duty the Alien. Remember him?
Vaguely.
It's been a minute. So there's a lot of stuff there. So, but yeah, I'm like, I have to look at this and figure out which one I want, but I'm going to get something on this. I just haven't figured out what. Some of these things I wish that were out there. I think with crowdfunding, because you're paying the shipping and handling other things, you're a little more hesitant. So is Chris. Crystal might get it in digital, but that's different. If you saw this in the store, you'd at least look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wish more retailers would get more involved and pick up some of this stuff and try marketing it. But that's just me. Let's see. We have Star Side. The Volume 1 trade paperback, which has over 200 pages of sci-fi adventure. As you can see, it's got 37 hours to go, well past their $1,000 goal. This collects like the first, I don't know how many issues. Let's see. Should tell us here. 1 through 7. And we've had Dylan and Lane, the writers, on the show multiple times promoting the singles. It's a good story. So if you've been, kind of like hesitant to get it because you didn't want to get like the whole story or whatever, now it's the time to get it in the trade paperback. Just the merch, in case if you just want the PDF book, or you collected all the issues, but you still like some physical awards, it's $10. The PDF of the graphic novels, 15. The full 216 plus page book is 30, which is reasonable. Different bookmarks and stickers and other things makes 35. There's a few other levels here. Unfortunately, the hardcover special edition is already out, so you can get some other things here. But what do you think of the art?
Looks pretty good.
I don't know if people remember this, but the lead character, it starts off with Earth being invaded by aliens, and the lead character's sister gets abducted, and he tries to go rescue her, and they get separated, and he's like now at the other side of the galaxy trying to find his sister and find his way home. Is basically the gist of the story. And as you can see, he kind of gets some sidekicks and goes into other dimensions and other things like that. And this also gives you a chance, like I said, you're getting into the first 7 issues of it, the first story arc. And you can also go online by visiting their webcomic at www.starsightcomic.com. Let's see if I can get the... There's the link there. And they've been getting some really good reviews and sales overall for the last couple of years as they put the book out. And there's going to be commentary as well. There was their limited edition hardcover, which that's a really nice cover.
Yep.
And they show you how it looks like unfolded and stuff. But yeah, soft cover's pretty what I would get if there's the stickers. There's your bookmark. They got a keychain with the logo of the title logo. You can get physical individual issues. I'm not sure what all I have off the top of my head. I know I got the first 5. I think I've got all 7 because I've been supporting this regularly, but it's been a while since I've actually sat down and read them. If I don't think I've read the last 2, but I think I've got them. I got to go over and look, but I'm pretty sure I do. You can get your patches that they've got here as well, which I think are really cool ones. Gee, was the Conservation Alliance patch kind of like a nod to me? But the Valley Classic patch, the enamel pins, the button pin set, which I remember getting a button pin set. There's a print, another print that you can get, the postcards. It's just a lot of really cool stuff. The different characters, and there's Dylan and Lane, and then there's Jordan Chow, who's the artist. And we never got to have Jordan on the show. He was a little too shy, I think, when they were first doing it. or either that or he didn't have a webcam. I don't remember which it was. But Lane and Dylan are a really cool couple and really good writers. I think you guys would like this. If you're into science fiction, if you like, that kind of trying to find your family, but you're finding new family. It's a found family, so to speak. Storyline going on as well. So there you have it on that one. Okay, that is all of our Kickstarters for the week, but we haven't really been looking at some of the other platforms in recent times. And one of the ones that we haven't looked at is fundmycomic.com. Fundmycomic.com was created by Luke Stone. I don't know if you guys remember Luke, but him and Randy Zimmerman and quite a few other guys kind of got screwed over by a would-be distributor a few years back that had promised them if they do a certain output run, he'd distribute them, and then he kind of welched. So they ended up forming their own coalition and doing this platform to sell their stuff as Kickstarters, or in that same vein, and they don't charge as much as the Kickstarter or Indiegogo platforms. So we're going to take a quick look at that platform. And it's a 1% platform fee. That means they pay 1% of whatever you make goes to them for operating fees, which is a really amazing thing. We got their featured picks. There's Bronze Star 2 by Mike Barron and Pratt Broderick. We'll look at that more exclusively in a little bit. There's Tiger Barb Goes to Japan, which just got started. There's Call Sign Orion, Alpha and Omega, Next Evolution, Artistic Tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, Goodbye to Romance. There's Flip City Magazine, which is kind of your homage to Mad and Cracked Magazine. Quite a few other things here that are just, and a lot of these have a little bit of days to go. But because this platform isn't really getting the same kind of coverage, you may not have heard of some of these things. How are you seeing this on your screen, John?
I'm seeing it clearly.
Is there anything that like tickles your fancy that you might want to take a closer look at?
So definitely the Bronze Star 2.
We're going to look at that in a minute, but other than that one.
Scrolling down again.
This is actually going to be on newsprint. It's going to be a short story anthology on newsprint. We should probably look at that one.
Okay.
Let's take a quick look at that real quick. It's not approved yet. Okay, it's approved, but it hasn't started yet. When does this actually launch? Does it say when it's going to launch? I don't know. Well, let's look what they got so far. It's $10 for the book. Cover looks pretty 90s. Let's see. Interiors are going to be black and white, clearly. Okay. Anthology is always going to be a little bit harder of a sell, but art's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, but I'm gonna have to wait until it actually launches and hear some things from the creators before I make a decision on this one.
Right.
I would have liked to have seen a Bloodbone by itself. That looks more 90s image feeling in general, you know. And that, I mean, it just
That says Grifter or whoever that guy.
Yeah, Grifter from
was.
Wildcats plus some of the like it's like a mix between Grifter and the Max, or Grifter and Savage Dragon, or something like that, in a kind of a weird world thing. And you get a blank cover for sketches. So there's that. I'm not against this one. That's a possibility. I didn't realize it hadn't started yet. But let's see if there's one that actually had. Because maybe that's why some of these aren't on there yet. That's why it doesn't have anything pledged yet, because it hasn't started. That makes sense. Let's see. There's quite a few here that are zero pledge because it hasn't launched yet. Is my guess. I wish they would say, up forthcoming. They need to do that on the platform if it hasn't launched yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see if there's a little bit more here. Yeah, there is. Whoop. I didn't expect it to go right down like that. Went to the bottom. Let's see. Okay, we've covered out One Nights before. It was on a different platform. That was okay. Chrome Dog.
What about Chrome Dog is?
Yeah, I was going to go there. 40 backers. It has a storefront. There's no end date. Exactly what that means, I'm not sure. Is the book done? I don't know. This has a Luke Stone cover. It looks cool.
It does look cool.
It's a 32-page action-packed cyberpunk comic with street level justice. Justin K. Sweet's the interior artist. They say ages 10 and plus for mild language, violence, and themes. If it's got mild language, it should be more like 12 and up, not 10 and up. Just my opinion, but whatever. Yeah. Here's some of the interior art. I think that's why the art itself seems to be more 10 and up.
Right.
But if it's got you have to be a little more. So it's kind of interesting because it's like a weird, like cyber dog that's in a cyber bear or cyber fox costume that breaks out of it or something. Well, can I ask a dumb question? If you've got claws like that and the guy jumps at you and you got your arms out extended, why would you punch? Wouldn't you just slash with your open fingers?
Well,
it is for kids.
It's like you'd have to be 12 and up then.
Yeah. And this will be printed by Arrow Comics, which we're familiar with, of course.
Yeah.
And this is Luke Stone's art again. He's worked on, various titles. So Arrow Comics would put it out, and Arrow. You guys know I've had a long history with Arrow since the late '90s. Zimmerman's respectable, trusting publisher. So. I think it's just a matter of, is the book there and is enough people backing it to warrant go to print yet? I think is really the answer to that. And I would have to either contact Justin or contact Luke to find out on that, what exactly the status is on that. But, this was also raised on another site by another 88 backers for another 3,000. So they should have more than enough money to have backed and printed this already.
Yep.
See if there's updates on this. There's a storefront. So yeah, they've already fulfilled it. You can still buy it. You'd have to go to their storefront, wherever their storefront is. So I'd have to find it as of September 25th, September 10th, 2025. So I'd have to find their storefront for that one. So let's go back to the Bronze Star one real quick, because that one's going on right now. That was launched only a couple days ago. It's got 57 days to go. It's got over 19,000. Let's see the video.
In the lawless, unforgiving Old West, one man tried to bury his past, only to discover that some nightmares never stay buried. Newly appointed Sheriff Harley Brogdon thought he'd left trouble behind, until ancient terrors from Native American legend clawed their way out of the cold earth. Bronze Star 2 is the thrilling continuation of the critically acclaimed Weird Western series by Eisner Award-winning writer Mike Barron and legendary artist Pat Broderick, co-creator of Creature Commandos. Return to Cobb's Gap, where every bullet fired is a deadly gamble, and every shadow may conceal an unimaginable horror. The legend rides again, deeper into darkness, into a series of hellish nightmares that will haunt you long after the final page. 2 chilling journeys into the heart of the Weird West await you in Bronze Star 2. Pre-order the pulse-pounding sequel now at fundmycomic.com.
Yep. And what do you get? Well, $10 gets you the digital. The first cover, which was one I already backed, gets you that the lead character against that weird werewolf type critter with the or deer thing with the open chest glowing and stuff. So there's that. There's the Bronze Star, which is the same cover as this poster type thing. That's cover B. They've got him riding a horse, and then the sea serpent for cover C. You can get the first one for the main cover as well, I should say. You can get both of them 1 and 2 for $45. So there's all 3 covers. You can take a look at it real quick. Let me go ahead and there we go. Get that on there for you. There's the link to that one. And I really did enjoy the first version of the first volume. So I'm looking forward to getting this. And here's your monster again, the kind of the deer werewolf type critter.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild there, Pat Broderick is kind of an underrated penciler, artist. I mean, he was popular in the 80s and early 90s on certain things, like he had done Ragman for DC, he had done some Batman for DC, but I think he did some Firestorm as well. But he was never he never exploded the way some of the other artists of his era did, which I thought was a shame. He does really nice stuff. I mean, look at the detail on this. The hatchwork is really nice. It's got wonderful depth perception going on between the grain of the wood, the grain of the gun, the depth perception between the figure in the foreground and the window, and then the guy behind the window. It's just really well illustrated product. You can get a legacy cover, hardcover edition that features all the stories from both volumes, which is limited to 100 copies. That's the Treasury collection. I don't know how many is left. We've got a few left, so you can get that. You can get a Legacy Edition, which is black and white with the Indian type deals going on there. There's a black and white art.
Oh, that's a cool image.
Yeah. This is the black and white before it was colored. There's only 3 editions of that. That's probably long gone. There's only 8 backer. Okay, there's only 8 copies. And I don't know how many have gone. 3 have already sold. So yeah, but that is an expensive one because that's $300. But you're getting it. Everything from the Treasury Edition plus this volume, plus everything, autograph plates, all kinds of other stuff in there as well. So what a different thing. There's the Masterwork Edition, $750. I just, wow, that's beyond my price range, unfortunately. But that's why it's 303. The retailer bundle for retailers, you get 5 copies of the soft cover cover B edition for $65. It's not bad. You make a profit on that. So, yeah. Again, I did back this already. I got the regular bronze star cover A here. Is the one I bought. I don't think you can go wrong with any of the covers. But I got the cover A. I just thought that was the coolest of the 3. And since I already have bronze set number 1, I don't need to get another one. So there you go. Now, some people might say, well, why are you backing that one? Because, Mike's one of those MAGA guys or whatever. I don't really subscribe to that sort of mentality. Either I like the product or I don't. Unless someone has done something egregiously wrong. Like, I would never back, like, if Gerard Jones came back to comics, I would not support him because he was convicted as a child pornographer. And that's the end of it. He's done. But unless you do something like that, or you are like a known sexual harasser of women, which there have been a few people like that, and it's been proven. It's not just accused of it like what happened with the late Ed Pisker, but actually we know what happened. You were taken to court, we proved it, type thing. I'm generally open to certain things as a rule. So I don't. If other people don't want to pick a creator because they voted for Trump or because they're Republican, that's your business. But that's not what I'm about here. Just so you guys understand that. How do you feel about it, John?
I completely agree with what you said.
I mean, we live in a country where freedom of speech and freedom of expression should be held up. We also have the right and freedom not to buy it if we don't want. So I think that's how we vote, by not buying if we're not interested. But anyway, that's all we've got for the campaign tonight. I would recommend, of course, that you go check out thefundmycomic.com in general. Go ahead and subscribe to that page. Get it saved on your browser and check it out. If you go check out any of the crowdfunding sites, I think it's actually like I said, a very underrated site for people that aren't necessarily the big names, but some of the bigger names that are getting pushed from Indiegogo and Kickstarter because of their political affiliations or whatever nonsense are starting to go there. So you might want to start paying attention to them. And I'm going to try and get Luke on the channel to talk more about that in a future episode. Okay. Now, what did we get this week, however? Well, what came in the mail yesterday was David Campiti's Legends of the Stargazers. As you can see, I haven't even taken the cellophane off the book yet. So let's do that real quick. This came from Glasshouse Graphics. This is a hardcover edition. I originally thought that I was going to get a larger size format. I'm not against this format. This format's fine. For some reason, I was thinking I was getting an 8.5 by 11. This is a more like a 6 by 10, which is fine. I get plenty of this size format. It's got good cellophane wrapping on it. I got to be careful with it. Okay, we got part of it open. Now can we get the rest of it? There we go. All righty. There we go. Now, this was originally published by Dave through Innovation in the 80s, early 90s. And I remember it from that era, and that's why I picked it up. See, it's got that nice gloss hardcover. Here's the back. And it's basically about a crew of women space pirates, for lack of better words. Now, you know, if you know Dave, you know it gets a little bit risque a little bit here and there. So be forewarned. But if you like, you know, quality art from the 80s with the lovely ladies. And yes, that is Stargazers, not Stargazers. Now, why he called it Stargazers, I really couldn't tell you. Yeah. And this was completely recolored and remastered for this edition. Let's kind of get into some of the battle scenes here. Sorry about the. And she's not nude. She is wearing lingerie, but. So if you like good girl art and science fiction, this is a worthwhile endeavor to go get a copy of. Again, this was Merchants of the Sky, and Cynthia J. Wood, David Campiti, and Matt Thompson. It's a creative team. Really good stuff. And it also came with a pack of trading cards that promote another series that David's doing with Michael Dukowitz. I hope I pronounced that correct. Called Skyclad, which is that one I have to tell you is a mature series. It's going to have a lot of nudity in it. He doesn't have that in these cards, but let me make sure before I show them off that everything's appropriate. That one, I guess we could leave off the set. Okay, that one we should leave off the set. Okay. It's basically about a witch. So, there we go. Again, really nice glossy stock cards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can get it to come out a little bit clearer than that. My camera doesn't always like to do that, unfortunately. And I guess that's a sort of a tail that comes out of her spine and down separate. So that's a weird thing there. Here's another witch from the group. So that was to promote the other series, Skyclad, which has its own separate campaign. I like the cards. They have, it's well done. They're very much in the same vein of quality as the Bernie Wrightson sets that I have. So I don't mind the cards. I just wasn't particularly interested in the series as a story. That's why I had never promoted Skyclad before, but I may change my mind in the future, depending on where the campaign sits right now. So it's got some really nice art here. That's I don't mind promoting here, as you can see. So, there you go. That is part of what I got in. And then not so much getting stuff in the mail from Kickstarters or stuff, but people ask me if I ever get anything off of Amazon because I can't get them in the stores, and I get a lot of stuff from Amazon. One of the books I got this week was Halloween Man from Red 5 Comics, and we will have the creator on this, the writer Drew Edwards, on the show in the future to promote either this and or other projects. Because he just joined our subscribership, so he'll be doing that. He'll be on the show soon. And I got some, if you watched my manga episode earlier today, where I talked about Kaiju number 8, number 2, and 3, I told you that after I got through with the Kaiju 8 series, I would start doing some reviews of Junji Ito. Well, that's what I was getting, was books like Moan and Venus in the Blind Spot and the Liminal Zone. So these will be things that we'll review probably in January after Christmas time, roughly, I'm guessing, because it'll take us through December to get through Kaiju number 8. But that's the kind of stuff I got this week. What did you get anything new, John? Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what I got. I usually go to the comic shop on Thursday because I have church rehearsal on Wednesday, and I'm trying to remember what I got Thursday, and now I can't.
Okay, that's all right. We'll talk about that more on Thursday then. Let me get through my share screen if I can. I can't find it. Where is it? Ah, here we are. Because we got stuff for Thursday. Here we go.
Yes, we do.
And Chris just informed me today that he's not going to be making appearances on the show for a while. We don't know how long that's going to last. But so I had to take everything that he was going to review off the list for Thursday. So we're not going to be reviewing, like Texarkanum or I was a serial killer, fashion school killer, whatever, or He Killed Everyone But Me those type of books. Those were Chris's jam, and that's not what John and I do. But we're going to review Electric Cowboy, Mercury Mouse number 9, 10-Ton Titan Terrier, Robo Wolf, and I realized there's 2 Robo Wolves there. That was a graphic mistake when I was trying to fix the graphics for the new list. John will have Venom, Black, Red, and Blood. Is that what it is?
Black, White, and Blood.
Black, White, and Blood. Thank you. He'll be covering Blue Falcon and Dynamite, number 1 and 2. I'll get Blink and You'll Miss It number 3. Mangazine number 3 from Antarctic Press from 1986 will be one of our throwback episode issues. We'll have comic book creator number 40, where we're talking about the late great Dave Stevens. John will have a long discussion about Thundercats. What are we covering? 7 through 15?
13 through 20.
13 through 20. Okay. All right. So I knew it was like 7 issues or something like that. So we're talking about those to get caught up on Thundercats, so to speak. And then the Chaos Gate book that you see there is the graphic novel collection of the Adventurers Black and White Comics D&D type series that was produced by Malibu in the late 80s, and that this graphic novel collection was produced in 1990, and that'll be another one of our throwback books of the week. And our mascot is here.
Hey, Midnight Monster.
Yeah, here I am. I'm always here somewhere hiding. Yeah, so that'll be Thursday. Now, we did have a movie planned for Friday, but that was Chris's choice. And since Chris is not going to be here, John and I have to decide on what movie we're trying to do. Normally, John watches his movie on Tuesdays when we're talking about the crowdfunding. I want to do something that's like under an hour so that you have enough time to possibly get it in your schedule. I have not necessarily found that just yet. I'm looking. Because I don't want to get into like a cartoon series, because then that's multiple episodes to watch, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find something. There's a hold on a second. I gotta make this thing stop. It's not on this. There we go. There's an anime called Riding Bean that's 46 minutes from 1989. That's on Tubi. It's about a kidnapping plot when the getaway driver, haunted by memories of a past job, decides to return the abducted child. Does that sound interesting to you?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. We'll do Riding Bean on Friday. All right.
Did you say Riding Beam, or what was the title?
I'll send you a link after the show.
Okay. All right.
But that'll be what we'll do on Friday. So there you go, folks. And I do apologize for those who are wanting to do that comedy, that Escanaba in the Moonlight. But that's, that was Chris's pick, and I don't want to take something that was Chris's and do it, because we don't know when he plans on being back. So anyway, that's all for tonight. If you want to reach us on social media, I'm on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, at Twitter X at LewisBrightRaven2. You can see more of my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. To reach me on email, it's quothetheravenlbr72@gmail.com. And if I don't get back to you, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. And if you want to reach out to John, it's grayfigaro@hotmail.com. Okay. We thank you for watching, and we hope that you liked our selections for the week, and that there was something there that maybe interested you. And if there's something that you see on Kickstarter or Indiegogo or Zoop or Fund My Comic, please let us know. We'll certainly take a look at it. I can't promise that we'll, promote it, but we'll certainly at least take a look at it. And if you are a campaign person yourself, you're a creator, you're watching, and you plan on doing a crowdfunding campaign, please let us know. We're happy to have you on the show if we believe in the project enough, and promote you on the show. We'd like to help promote our fellow talents. So that's all for tonight. We'll see you guys on Thursday night with our comics reviews. And until then, Wolf the Raven, nevermore.